We gotta talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. The Bills versus the Chiefs. That playoff game that just happened yesterday. What you think about what happened? And do you believe that the Chiefs were saved by the Rams?
I don't. I'm gonna give you a reason why. The better, I'm not gonna say the better team, but the team that got the history of winning, the refs will always be on their side. That's in any sport, basketball, football. So the winning team is gonna always have the ref on their side. These are the obstacles you got to go. You got to overcome if you want to call yourself the champ and get to that next level.
But do you think that's fair for a team to have
referees? It's not about fairness. It's about, this is how it's always been. The better team, or the team that's always winning, is always going. They talked about that with the Patriots, right? Back in the day, the Patriots always had the favor of the refs. So you got to overcome it. The problem is, in sports, they always put physical. But all sports, first and foremost, is mental. And I'll give you one quick analogy.
And the third one is devil magic. Let's let that be known.
You gotta have a little luck. Don't get me wrong.
That the Patriots, like he said, and like the Chiefs, like he said, they get a little of that devil magic too to get a little help.
Okay, let me give you a little history right quick. Back in the day, everybody was afraid to fight Mike Tyson. Because they was afraid that he was going to knock that block off. Because that's what he was doing. Lennox Lewis, Holyfield, they all avoided him until Buster Douglas busted him up. And then everybody now wasn't afraid. Everybody was afraid to play against Michael Jordan in the 90s. It was Portland was better than the Bulls, in my opinion. They had a better team. But Jordan got in his head. When he shot those three three-pointers in a row, 6 3-pointers in a row, it was a done deal. He had already gotten to their head. The Chiefs are in Buffalo Head. These teams have played out of the last 5 years 4 times. Okay, yeah. The only time they didn't was when Cincinnati beat and went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So 21, 22, 23, 24, and now 25.
0-4. 0-4.
0-4. So my point is the Chiefs is all mental now. These teams are, statistically speaking, these are evenly matched teams. I could even give the edge on defense prior to this season to Buffalo. Buffalo, to me, had a better defense than the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are in not just their head, but everybody's head in the NFL.
Except the Bengals. That's why they were scared to let them boys in.
Right. I don't know about that, but so it's mental. Until they get over this mentalism, they're not going to be able to beat the Chiefs, which comes to, I can see deja vu, which is in the 80s, late 80s and the 90s, with Marv Levy and Jim Kelly. They went to those 4 Super Bowls. He built that team. They was crappy all through the 80s. He built that team, and they let him coach that team all the way through the process. He took them to 4 Super Bowls, the coach. But people was crying in Buffalo that it was time for a change. They haven't went to 4 Super Bowls, but the similarity is real similar. They've went to 4 out of the last 5 years of 4 conference championship games. What do you think? Is it time for a head coach change? What's his name? Sean McDermott?
Sean McDermott.
McDermott, yeah. Do you think they need to change?
Heck no, ain't no time for no change. Okay. He covers up all of Josh Allen flaws. He really does.
He covers them up?
Covers them. Josh Allen is a bonehead as it can be. Josh Allen, in that playoff game, held the ball too long. He was throwing erratic passes sometimes, even though he had a crazy game. I'm not going to deny Josh Allen had a really good game.
Right.
But McDermott, his one flaw from this one game that he had, he showed his hands too early.
Such as?
That play that they scored that touchdown on, he didn't want to use that play yet. You can tell he didn't want to use that play because he used it on 4th down. On 4th and goal, but he knew if he didn't, it was the play where he brought that orbit, that guy that went around, and then the guy came out in the back corner and scored it. He didn't want to use that play. You can tell he didn't want to use that
Right,
play because he was at a 4th and goal.
Mm-hmm.
He threw a high fade, but he was like, man, this works. I don't have to use it. But if I need to, I'm going to use this play.
Right.
He used it again on that drive that they, that drive again. And even though he still almost got that play completed, the receiver dropped the ball. It was It was drops all throughout the game. The coach ain't going out there running no routes.
Right.
It was drops. It was bad. It was sometimes even bad play calling on the offense. He's a defensive guy. He don't call offensive plays.
But now the Chiefs had the ball the last time. Now,
No,
I
the
take
Bills
that back.
did.
The Bills had it and they choked.
And then the Chiefs got it, and then they just needed the first down.
Right, they got the first down. But my point is, these games, these 4 times they've met, it's always going to the fourth quarter.
It's always a classic.
2 minutes.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. I hate to say, I've said now, this is what I said, I think in one of our videos before, that after the Bills lose this game,
Yeah.
do you think it's time to make a change? I'm coming full circle. You don't think it's time to make a change of head coach?
Because every time these teams they fire these coaches, every single time they fire these coaches, they'll get them all they push them like that because they say it's time for a change. They ain't getting it done. And what happens to these teams usually?
Take them 10 years to rebuild.
It'd be like when Martin Schottenheimer was with the San Diego Chargers.
And Cleveland.
And Cleveland. These teams, they fire a good coach that builds them, that does all the developmental, they know all the flaws of the team. And then once they get rid of them, they get a coach that's usually inadequate for that team. North Turner. I could tell you, hold on, I could even give you some spring. Not everybody would get coaches like the Steelers. From Chuck Knox to what's the guy that's on with the mustache? He won with Big Ben.
Yeah.
And then for him to Mike Tomlin.
Right. That's rare.
Most teams, 99% of teams don't do that.
They don't.
They go like how the Lions do. They get Caldwell, and then they get 3-4 bad coaches, and then they'll get Dan Campbell. The Patriots is going to start going through this now. They had Belichick for 20 years. Now they're going to go through about 4, 5, 6 bad coaches, and then they're going to actually get back good again. But teams typically...
So you're saying ride it all the way out with this coach, with Sean, ride it all out, and let them finish their career together. Him and Josh Allen finish their
We'll put it like this. Since he's had Josh Allen, excluding his rookie year, has he had a losing season?
No.
I remember the Bills before Sean McDermott.
Right.
I don't know if you remember. The Bills were some
trash.
They were with the Jets. They were winning 4, 5, 6 games.
Right.
Sean gets there.
Right. First thing he do is bench your
Tyrod because he saw the potential of Josh.
Right.
And he's like, Josh got the potential. And it's like he's been consistently winning at least 8 games every year.
So now these two gonna be tied to the hip for their career. In your opinion,
be.
This is what they should do, because if not,
you get a bad coach, which is most likely.
And most quarterbacks can't overcome a bad coach.
95% of the coaching market is trash.
Yeah.
So if you're taking, you already know you have a known good coach, and then you're taking a risk with a 5% that maybe he can potentially, you may get a group.
Now, there's been 2 instances that I can think of that coaches got fired,
and the team wins the next year.
Right.
I mean, the only one I can think of like right now is Gruden. When he went with Tampa Bay.
Right.
And
even Caldwell when he took over from what's his name, the won the Super Bowl. The coach.
Oh yeah, Tony Dungy.
Right, Tony Dungy. They would.
It happened both to Tony Dungy.
Right.
But I mean,
they lost in the Super Bowl, but they took the Super Bowl.
All right, that was just our ideas of how we thought about the game. Like, comment, subscribe, follow if you're on TikTok, and thank y'all, man, so much.